Good morning. It's Friday morning, and we're going to read from Acts 11, 27 through 30. Now, in these days, prophets came down from Jerusalem to Antioch, and one of them, named Agabus, stood up and foretold by the Spirit that there would be a great famine over all the world. This took place in the days of Claudius. So the disciples determined, every one according to his ability, to send relief to the brothers living in Judea. And they did so, sending it to the elders by the hand of Barnabas and Saul. Okay. I've said sometimes that Luke doesn't give us a lot of historical hooks in the book of Acts, and he doesn't, but here's one. A famine in the days of Claudius. There was a famine when Claudius was emperor. Claudius was emperor from 41 to 54 AD. And I don't know my Roman history that well. I just looked it up 5 minutes ago. So about 45, there was a famine. And there was a famine in Egypt, and things are interrelated. So there's a famine. In Judea, they're particularly hungry. And so the disciples say, well, we'll send them money, send them food, send them relief, whatever it was. And they did. And Barnabas and Saul take it. And it's going to take Barnabas and Saul a while to go around to the different houses and things in Judea, in the different towns and synagogues, and give out this relief. So, they have to walk from village to village and take physical, either food or money, to these people. So it's much more time consuming. That's not the way we would do it, but we have a lot of things that make things faster. We would send them money online, and anyway. It's interesting that Barnabas and Saul are entrusted to do this because it's just been a couple chapters ago. Saul was still suspicious. They were suspicious of him, and he was hated, and he was the guy that used to try to kill us, right? Well, if this famine took place in 45, then from chapter 2 to chapter 11, we've covered 12 or 13 years or more, maybe as many as 16. So it hasn't seemed like much time has gone by because we've been reading episodes. This happened, the stoning of Stephen, that was important. Paul's conversion, that was important, and the things surrounding that. But these things didn't happen just like one after the other, 3 weeks apart. There were several years between them, and so here we get a sense of the timeline. And that's important to us because otherwise we could read the scripture as though it happened just so quickly. And I'll give you an example of that in the Gospel of Mark. There's a particular construction that Mark uses in Greek it means something like, well, and then next, this happened, and then next. And so he repeats that at the beginning of paragraphs as a transition. So the next thing that happened was this. The translators in the RSV and maybe the King James, I can't remember, translated that little phrase as immediately. And immediately this happened, and then immediately this happened. And so you get the idea that Gospel of Mark, anyway, is kind of in fast forward, that they're zooming around from place to place. And it's not that. It's not that it was immediate. It's that it was next. And it could have been some time later. In the Acts of the Apostles, that's especially true because a lot of years are going by here. And when they talk about sending relief to Judea, well, that's going to take a bunch of time. And so meanwhile, Herod's going to do some things. And we're going to read about that tomorrow. But just keep that timeline in mind and realize that so far we've read about 15 or 12 or 15 years, and we're going to read about 15 or 20 more. So there's plenty of time that's passing. Well, have a great day. It's going to be another hot, muggy day, but you can enjoy it best you can. Stay inside, drink water, and enjoy the day. Bye-bye.